Cruises and entertainment. Who doesn't like those two together?
So that's the industry that you would have 100%
Oh, well, I remember the show, The Love Boat. I always wanted to
Yeah,
be
I do.
Julie. And I know the students might not remember that. They probably are looking at what's on TV now called Dr. Odyssey. Nothing like it. Students, if you have to go back in time, go to YouTube and look up Love Boat. That is what cruising really is all about.
Now I have that song stuck in my head thanks to you. Appreciate it.
I always wanted to be Julie. Yep.
I will not sing it. But
Yeah,
no, yeah, there it is.
can't get it out of my head. But Karen, she's such a delight. She's been on our show before, and she's always very helpful and very knowledgeable. So yeah, I always call her the go-to girl because she is when it comes to cruises.
I took a lot from it as well,
Yeah.
and a couple of things I wanted to touch on. I mean, probably going to be all over the place here. My notes are over here. So she said something that was interesting. She said throughout her various stages of learning from school and from her different jobs throughout her career, every step of the way she was learning, and that eventually led her to find what she's doing now in her career, which she considers a perfect fit. And again, it goes hand in hand with you don't have to know exactly what you're going to be doing 30 years from now.
Right.
You know, the industry, it will pave its course for you. And as you learn and grow throughout the industry and throughout your career, it will pan out. Like, I'm confident in that. And the people that you meet along the way, she mentioned, are huge throughout her career and throughout my career. I'm sure your career. You never know who's going to be an impact to you.
Right. Nope.
And it's not just leaders. It was me when I was coming up as a manager. I remember people that I managed that are still to this day not in leadership. And you know what? I don't even know where some of them are, but they still impact me more than they could ever know. I could name them right now. We don't have time, but I could go through associates that maybe I handled something the wrong way and I learned something. Maybe I handled something great and I was able to intervene and I learned there. Point is, these experiences and the people that you meet are always going to impact you as you go throughout your career. And that's what's so great about hospitality is it's, a very people-centered position, and you're going to meet these people and form these relationships with them. So that's what I took from her. She said, quote, she never thought in a million years that she would be a business owner. Me either.
Right. Same here.
Me either.
It was a dream. It was a goal, but I did not realize.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be a business owner. Yeah. But I got the experience to be able to do it. I got my reps in, and I spent my time, and I did my push-ups and all my career, pull-ups.
Yep.
Finally had the guts to do it, and thank Jesus it worked.
Yeah.
Because it's it's scary, it's risky, but she said the same thing. Never in a million years thought she would be a business owner.
Yeah, and you said something earlier about managers not knowing where they are, and some we do, and it's so funny because I right off the bat when I talked about in your last recap about being fired my first job, especially by a director of sales and a GM, one of my all-time favorite GMs, Pete Ells, to this day, he's been to my wedding. He remembers me on my birthday. Whenever he comes into town, he looks me up. So it's like going from one GM to the next. It was like, I was going to be afraid of GMs, general managers.
Yeah.
And he turned it around. So you never know what might impact you down the road. And now I have confidence to work with GMs. So
there's a few out there. I spoke to one, the ones I don't remember, like I was talking about associates. There's ones that I do remember who at that time didn't. I mean, they didn't know they had the impact. And I posted about a few of them. One of them is Martha. And I posted this long, lengthy post about her probably a year ago, and she shaped me. She actually got me into headhunting. She had no idea, and she saw it, and like just coincidentally, she followed up on me and watches my YouTube channel, and she's like, "What? and like completely like doesn't remember. I'm like, yeah, you did this, and this. You kicked my behind up and down the wall for, I mean, again, I would love to go into detail about that, but she did.
Well, we hope students look back at this and going, hey, because of Dr. Lori Tuma and the, Grand Valley State University and Jeremy and Deborah, because of you guys, I'm where I'm at.
And you never know, right?
It's good to hear, though.
And she said another thing. She's the first person to say that. Well, I think so. Tell me if I'm wrong, but she said it very bluntly that, quote, we need new insight to what's coming up. How to talk to this new generation. She's basically saying, hey, look, we need younger people to come into our industry. And she said, quote, she's very grateful to speak to the students out there. Speak to you, students. She's grateful to speak to you. So when these leaders are on these calls and they're telling you to reach out to them, they mean it. I'm not, and I'm sure other leaders are not going to share their profiles and say, hey, hit up our DMs. They're saying it. So take advantage of it. We need to know, especially these business leaders that are telling you right now, they're looking for younger people to come into the industry. They're looking for younger talent. She was asked top skills to master now while they're in school. You asked something. Yeah, I think I'm paraphrasing. You said, what are the top 3 skills you need to master now while you're in school, right, Deborah? So she mentioned the one. So for those of you who don't know, there's hard skills and soft skills. I've talked about it earlier. So I'll make it really quick. Hard skill is, finance, something you learn. It's a hard skill. It's learned. It's taught in school. Soft skill is Deborah being nice and chippy and doesn't need coffee and she's got a big smile on her face. I can't teach that. That's a soft skill. I can't teach that.
Right.
So she, out of the 3, she named one hard skill.
Right.
It's not even really, it's kind of a wishy-washy hard skill. It's technology and social media. You learn that's hard skill, but there's also soft skill to it.
Yeah.
But then she said, coachable and able to willing to learn.
Yeah.
Huge. If I have a recruiter, when I interview recruiters, I don't care if you've ever interviewed before. I'll teach you how to recruit. I can teach the right person how to recruit. I can't teach you, especially in the headhunting space, to go through what we go through. And a lot of it is like kind of similar to what salespeople go through. But I will almost talk you out of taking a job as a headhunter because I know how grueling it can be. And same with sales. Like you really need to, you have to have the certain DNA to do it. And coachable and willing and able to learn is a soft skill. And that's something that's passion. That's like you want to do it. She also said personality.
Yeah, personality.
Can't teach it.
Yeah, you can't.
Can't teach it.
Like I love sales, and you don't, and then yet I don't like recruiting. So everybody, you'll find your niche. You know what I mean?
They're so similar, but
yeah, but not all that paperwork you probably have to do. So I'd rather be out there at networking places. Well, you do that too. But
you do it more now. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I love to close a sale. I don't know. I thrive over that.
You have to know your strength, right? And as a student, you got to know your strength. When Deborah called me originally to co-host, and when other people have called me to co-host or be on podcasts, I know what I can do and I feel comfortable doing and what I'm not good. I am not good at PowerPoints.
Right.
Terrible at it. Yeah. And I learned the hard way, right? I will nosedive.
Yeah.
But when it comes to talking and chatting, I can go all day. We're bantering back and forth. That's not a problem. I would never know that if it wasn't for trying it and doing it. Right. So this goes hand in hand with like just learning and being agile and trying things.
Yeah.
I told Deborah, like, hey, please don't make it PowerPoint.
Well, that's why we know where our strengths are, right? Exactly. So are there any comments, questions out there from the students? We're here to do that. I know I rambled on with Karen, but I don't know, were there any questions with Karen that we weren't able to grab? But we're here if you have any I want to know who would like to go cruising, who who wants to be entertained? Definitely, be out on ships and being entertained every night. It's almost like, it could be a sales job, but customer service job on water.
Have you ever done a cruise, Deborah?
I love cruising.
Yeah, I did one for the first time recently.
Oh, really? First time? What'd you
I
think?
did. I didn't think I did want to go. I don't know. I'm like more the person I like to get into a city and like dive in and taste their food and see their music. But I went with my family and it was fun. It was different. I didn't know what to expect. It was definitely those workers are whew.
They are hard workers. How many
my
of you
God.
out there have cruised? Put it in the comments. How many of you cruised? Say yes or no.
Hard workers.
We want to know how many of you cruise, because if you cruised before, then yeah, you'll know what it takes. But you're right, they are hard workers, 24/7.
And if it's any question that you have after watching the interview, you can throw that in the comments, and we'll be notified. More specifically,
back again. Yeah,
job wise. Right.
Job wise.
What's not?
Yeah.
Basically, all the roles you see in your hotels and resorts are in cruise. You'll have your finance, your directors of food and beverage, your directors of revenue, your operators. Like, it's all there.
Room reservations. Entertainment. It's just, and you also can even be the water volleyball coordinator, or the line dance coordinator,
or the figure skate. They had figure skating on it. Yes. And my daughter, I told you, figure skates. We were on the ice on the cruise ship, and these people around us thought we were like from Canada, and I'm like, no, we're from Florida. They're like, wait, what? Because my daughter's spinning around, and you're from Florida, you're ice skating.
There we go. We got somebody that has. Oh, and then we've got somebody that hasn't.
You have not cruised yet.
We've got somebody that has.
Europe and Hawaii. All right.
Those were fabulous cruises. Oh my gosh, I want to cruise with her. I think until you experience it, then you can really kind of, like anything, experience it. You'll be extremely surprised.
Another takeaway that she brought up, again, everybody's touched on it. Internships, volunteer opportunities, great way, because that's how you get your feet wet and you learn on the job.
Right, exactly.
So there's probably people out there or companies that may not have it posted, but if you're interested in the company, reach out to the human resources director or a director of operations and just ask.
Yeah.
How do you envision balancing the unique lifestyle of working at sea, spending extended periods of time away from home while exploring new destinations with your personal and professional goals?
Well, that's why I said I would have done this way back in my early life, because now that I'm married, it gets a little tougher.
I traveled a ton earlier in my career, and I cannot do it anymore as I'm with you. And we're getting the 1 minute warning. Look at Deborah. Look at that.
Already. But we do have one more question.
Okay. If it were for that, I would. Well, hey.
Oh, well, there you go.
Then you can work on a hotel property near your home.
There you go. Easy enough.
Don't have to cruise.
Easy enough. Yeah. Well, good. Okay. Well, we are just trucking along here. And again, it gets better and better. Now, this one has to do with travel and tourism. So I'm very excited for everyone to meet a president and CEO. Top of the top, creme brulee. So we're going to see exactly what interests you have after this. So keep those comments, questions coming, because we're ready to answer them. So enjoy.
Here in beautiful Michigan, it's time to start your hospitality and tourism career, because there's no better time
to put on a performance,
to get in the game,
to teach the next generation,
to create an experience,
to spice things up, to pour happiness.
So what are you waiting for?